So from there, what year is this now? I'm trying to see what year are we in. This is
maybe 1981, 82.
Okay, so 81, 82, infomercial's not a thing yet, right?
No.
And so now you go away and you're going to do your own thing, and you'll learn from this fellow. Is it Richard Grinder, or is it?
No, John Grinder and Richard Bandler are the two people, but they split up. So I learned mostly from John Grinder.
From John Grinder, and John Grinder comes up with this NLP programming that he's teaching you, and you learn from him. And if I'm not mistaken, he had guys that were from salespeople to CIA agents coming in to learn from this guy, right? NLP.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure you're going to educate us more on this here.
Yeah.
How did the introduction happen to him, and what were some of the profile of people that would attend the events?
Well, someone who came to work for me when I started my new company, it was Achievement Enterprises there in Beverly Hills, and this guy was very interesting. And then a woman came to work for me, and they were both really into NLP. And so I said, "Explain it to me." And I started reading the books, and then I went to a class, and I had to talk my way in because in those days it was only therapists that were going there. And then he was working with the government on some of the individuals that you're describing, some of the three-level agencies per se. But I went and I basically went to him and said, look, all these people here have been conditioned to do 20 years or 10 years or 5 years or 3 years of therapy. I said, that's their limitation. I don't have those limitations. I'll take this stuff and I'll implement it. You should bring somebody from the outside. And I said, besides that, I'm going to stick my ear against this is the Holiday Inn outside. He was doing this 6-month training at the Holiday Inn outside of LAX. I said, I'll just stick my ear and listen. So he let me come in, and I proved myself because, he would leave and like a person started breaking down and having these, multiple dissociative patterns and freaking out. And everybody's freaking out. And I just got up and boom, and handled it. And then everybody's like, this kid got up and did all these things. And it was just because I was obsessed with mastering the skills. I didn't want to just, I wanted to help people to change now. Again, it was my drive that made me, my hunger to really learn that made me strong at it. And I was also willing to try anything. I wasn't afraid of failing. And so gradually he and I eventually became partners. And then we went to, I got a chance to go through top secret clearance. And I went to the US Army at one point with him and convinced this general that I said, I can take any training you do in the entire Army, cut the training time in half and increase the competency. He said, you're crazy. And I said, no, I'm expensive. And we negotiated this deal. But I thought John was going to be my partner. And the first deal they created for me was to do a 4-day pistol shooting program where 70% of the people qualified, 30% didn't. And that's the best they've done since World War II. So I said, I'll turn that around. I'll cut it in half, right? That's great confidence. But I also knew that, John Grinder, Dr. Grinder, he had been in the Special Forces. So I figured between he and I together, we'll do this. He's my partner. And the day I'm supposed to go there, after going through a year of top secret clearance and all that stuff, I'm going to Langley underground place. And I said, give me the best in the Army, the best in all the armed forces, and give me the best shooter coach. And I'm going to model them. I'm going to find out what is that they all do in common, and we'll put that into a training, and we'll excel at their training. And John Grinder calls me and says, Tony goes, I'm really sorry. I've got an emergency. I got to fly to Germany. You're on your own. Click. And I start to go in a bit of a panic, right? But then I can't step out of it. And one of the great gifts of my life is I've done so much of my life where there is no net. I'm sure you understand what I mean, right? When there's no net, you find a way to, I always tell people, if you want to take the island, burn your boats, right? So that day I burned my boats. I called one of the guys in the community of NLP that I knew disliked me because I dislodged him, being this kid who came up the ladder very quickly and became partners. And I said, I'm doing this deal and they're only going to pay me, my deal is I only get paid if I cut the training time in half, and if I fail, I get nothing. I thought I'd tell you because I know you want to cheer me on, right? So it just made I couldn't go back. And I went in and, these guys walked in and, I'm 24 years old and I'm wearing jeans and a t-shirt, and they go, where's the teacher? Where's the trainer? And I said, I'm him. These guys were 35 years old, one was 40. And he said, you're him? How long have you been shooting? I said, shooting what? He said, guns. I said, I've never shot a gun. And you're going to train us? I said, yeah, I can do this, no problem. And I said, close your eyes. And I had all of them go through their rhythm to shoot. But before I do that, they're like, no, we want to see you shoot. I said, I don't know how to shoot. So I get up there, I'm underground, and I shoot the thing, and I'm shooting a 45 caliber pistol, which, I didn't know has quite a kick. I put the bullet in the ceiling. This did not build confidence. But by the time I was done, I'd figured out every aspect of what each of them did that was not unique then, but was consistent. And one of the most important things I found, besides the motions, the movements, the preparation, the breathing, was that mentally, they didn't realize it, but they brought the target closer. So when I went to train people, I made the target 4 feet in front of them. Because when I tried to do it, it seemed forever. Boom, boom, boom. You build on success right through the center. Oh my God. Then 5, 10 feet, then 20.
Right.
And by the time we done, we did a 1.5 day program called 100% of the people. And the colonel wrote a letter to the general saying it's the first breakthrough in pistol shooting since World War I. So that took me to a different level. Then I started knowing, man, I can model anything. I can make it happen. Then I modeled firewalking. So it just all expanded. And over the years, then I modeled whatever I wanted to learn, like business. So now I'm fortunate enough to have 114 companies. We do $8 billion in business now. And I have no business background. I learned it all by learning from the very best people in the world and modeling their strategies and compressing the time. And so it's now one of my great passions in life.
Nowadays, more than ever, the brand you wear reflects and represents who you are. So for us, if you wear a Future Looks Bright hat or a Valuetainment gear, you're telling the world, I'm optimistic. I'm excited about what's going to be happening, but you're a free thinker. You question things. You like debate. And by the way, last year, 120,000 people got a piece of Future Looks Bright gear with Valuetainment. We have so many new things. The cufflinks are here. New Future Looks Bright. This is my favorite, the green one. Just yesterday, somebody placed an order for 100 of these. If you watch the PBD podcast, you got a bunch to choose from. White ones, black ones. If you smoke cigars and you come to our cigar lounge, we have this high quality lighter cutter and a holder for the cigars. We got sweaters with the Valuetainment logo on it. We got mugs. We got a bunch of different things. But if you believe the future looks bright, if you follow our content and what we represent with Valuetainment, with PBD Podcast, go to vtmerch.com. And by the way, if you order right now, there's going to be a special VT gift inside just for you. So again, go to vtmerch.com, place your order, tell the world that you believe the future looks bright. If you enjoyed this video, you want to watch more videos like this, click here. And if you want to watch the entire podcast, click here.